It was a sunny morning of August. A 6-year-old little girl swinging in her backyard garden, deeply engrossed in her thoughts. This young girl could spend hours and hours thinking about the world around her and the abusive relationships she had. This was Virginia Woolf at Hyde Park Gate in 1888. Hello and Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to my channel and I am Mehreen. I have come back with a detailed video on Virginia Woolf. I hope you are gonna learn a lot today. Before moving towards Virginia Woolf's literary works, let's probe into her early life as this is important to understand her later life. Virginia Stephen was born in January 1888 at Stephens. Her father, Leslie Stephen, was a writer, a mountaineer, and intellectual, but a pure Victorian soul with utter narrow-mindedness of Victorian era. Her mother was a model. Her father, although an intellectual, yet an orthodox, he never permitted his daughters to study at Cambridge. Virginia's early education is mostly at home, especially in her father's study room. Virginia's childhood was quite traumatic. Her mother passively accepted her fate and allowed Leslie Stephen to tyrannize his daughter, but she, as a child, became a psychological victim of this relationship. To add to oil to the fire, Virginia was sexually molested by her half-brother. These two main male relations created a big void in her personality. That is the reason she was never attracted sexually towards males, not even her husband. She often thought, can a female write like Shakespeare? She was overwhelmingly conscious that art, culture, history, literature, these are all dominated by male. At times, her objective narrative point is neither male nor female. Sometimes androgyny and sometimes feminist. Her life became even worse after the death of her mother when she was only 13 years old. Vanessa and Toby, her sister and brother. These two had a great influence in her life and on literary work as well. Especially Toby's death made her more dejected and aloof. Their house was at Hyde Park Gate. It was a kind of literary hub. Mr. Stephen had a vast literary circle. Henry James, Thomas Hardy, James Russell, these were all the frequent visitors. James Russell Lowell was considered Virginia's mentor. Virginia Stephen got married in 1912 with Leonard Woolf. He was, of course, a very supportive husband. He did not alienate her even when she was declared bipolar, an abnormal person by the doctor. Yes, you heard right. Miss Woolf was bipolar. She even tried to commit suicide. After marriage, she started living with her husband at Hogarth. As both were literary persons, so their house was always open for literature lovers. This was the very place where they bought a printing press and founded Hogarth Press. They had a group of literary friends which was later known as Bloomsbury Group. They all had something peculiar about themselves. E.M. Foster, Vanessa Bell. Vanessa Bell was also the sister of Virginia Woolf. She was also the part of Bloomsbury Group. E.M. Foster Vanessa Bell, Lytton Strachey. These were the main members of Bloomsbury Group. They were promoters of sexual liberalism. They all rejected Victorian restrictions. Most of them were bisexual or homosexual. E.M. Forster, homosexual, is a very prominent name belonging to this group. And yes, Miss Woolf was sexually attracted towards Vita. Here I want to give some description of Vita Sackville West. She was the wife of Harold Nicholson. Vita herself was a successful writer, and in 1928 Virginia Woolf presented Vita in her most popular work, Orlando. When Virginia Woolf was having some financial problems, Vita herself provided a great help to Virginia Woolf by giving her literary works, which were published in their printing press. As I have told you earlier that Miss Woolf was bipolar. She had an utter mental retardedness after World War II. She was writing a novel between the acts. She finished the novel, probably it was her last work. She just wanted to die. In the state of this utter depression, one day in 1942, she stuffed her overcoat pockets with stones and drowned herself into a river in Sussex near her home. Even for 21 days, her body was not found. Before committing suicide, she wrote a letter to her husband with trembling hands and broken writing, in which she confessed that she was never attracted towards him sexually or mentally. She wished good luck for her husband. Mrs. Dalloway to the Lighthouse and Orlando are the most noticeable works of Virginia Woolf. In the next video, I would come with a deeper insight into her works. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Thanks for being with me.